week 3 already. I can't believe it. Every week I'm gonna be like, I can't believe it's week 3, it's week 4. But I can't, it's going very quick, and I need to get on. So basically this week was the first full week that I've actually been at college, like since we came back from our holiday. And it's been productive, which we like. So basically I have replanned the plan. I don't really know how to explain it. I made a really dramatic video whilst I was doing my work, but I'm not going to insert that. So I'm just going to explain it in a more happy-go-lucky way. So basically we had a plan given to us in our booklets. So it's like a weekly plan of what we're going to do each week. But it's very long-winded, and I feel slightly unnecessary. So like for the next 2 weeks, so week 4 and week 5, we're scheduled to do primary and secondary research. And then we've got 2 weeks of half term, which written in the plan, we've not actually got scheduled to do anything, except for our project proposal, but 2 weeks for that is very long. And then the week we come back, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, week 8 is planning week. So planning for our production, right? And then we start production 2 weeks after that. No, a week after that. So all in all, it's just very long-winded. So we only have 1 week, which is week 10, which is 2 weeks before deadline of production, final production. If this doesn't make sense, I apologise. I could try and write it, or I could try and put screenshots in here of the plan, right? But I have decided that is not good. I need longer than that. If I'm going to make a documentary, which is what I've decided I'm going to make at the end of this week, I need at least a month of production, not a week. It's not productive. So I've changed it. So this next week, I'm going to fit in, so week 4, I'm going to fit in 2 weeks of secondary and primary research into 1 week. Then the second week of what's meant to be secondary and primary research is going to be planning week. Then half term, Easter holiday, I'm going to start my production. So I'm going to have 2 weeks of production, then another 2 weeks of production, and then the actual production week. So I'm going to have 5 weeks of production, that's a month and a week, to get this documentary done. I don't know about you, that sounds like a plan to me. It's just, I'm being really over the top with this production, with everything. And I need as much time as I can get if I'm going to make it work. So yeah, here we go. But anyway, that's nothing to do with this week. I just needed to get that off my chest and clear it up and be like, that's what's going on. So this week we basically did idea generation. That's what it's called, idea generation. That's what we did. We did idea generation with John on Monday. So we did a mind map of 5 to 10 ideas of what we might want to do. Then we narrowed those down to 3 ideas. We narrowed those down to 5 ideas. 3 ideas. 5, 3. We did pros and cons of 3. That's what I did anyway. I don't know everyone else, can't speak for everyone else, but I did pros and cons of 3 ideas. We also did answer some questions on planning to get us a little bit higher up in the grading matrix. And then we started to write on Tuesday an in-depth analysis of each idea. It was nice to just get all your ideas down onto paper. So at this point, we get to do a focus group in the week, which is what we did on Wednesday. We planned the focus group, the questions we were going to ask, and then Friday we did the focus group. And I was sort of I already knew what I wanted, my heart was set on the documentary. I then analysed the whole focus group. I hate focus group analysis. It's so long. I've got to do a questionnaire analysis as well, and I'm dreading it. I hate it. It's so long. It's just so many questions, and every time you start a sentence, you don't know how to start a sentence. It's just you're saying the same thing over and over again. Shannon started this question by saying, well, she started every question by saying something, so what'd you say? I don't know. Anyway, so that is what we did. We did we did idea generation, getting our ideas down on paper and coming up with one final idea. And my final idea is a documentary. Get it in the shot, Molly. on social media. I can finally say that to you. That's what I want to do. I want to do it on the positive and negative effects of social media. Even though I think there are more negative effects, which I will discuss, there are also positive effects, and I'm also going to bring in my favourite thing, which is climate change, because it's something I'm really concerned about, and I'm going to add that in as a positive because it's being used at the moment to almost as an outlet for the concern over climate change. So I'm going to talk about that as well. This is very out of my comfort zone. I can't tell you how out of my comfort zone this is, like to make a documentary, but I really didn't want to do graphic design. I wasn't drawn to it in the way that I was the documentary. And so I kind of felt like I should go for something that I'm drawn towards than something that I just would be like, that's the easy way out. So I like a challenge. I like to challenge myself, and this is definitely very challenging. So I think it would be a really good idea to do that. I know I meant to talk about problem solving, right? Well, I haven't really had any problems. I had one problem on Friday that was, I was on a computer and the Adobe software was rubbish, like it didn't produce any sound. But that's just computers at college, so I mean, you know, what did I do? I moved computer, that was it really. I have started bringing my Mac in every day, because that's the most productive way to get things done, is to just bring your own equipment in, really. But I'm on track, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. Gonna get all my research done this week. It's gonna be great. And yeah, so that's kind of it, really. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. It was a bit all over the place, but my head's a bit all over the place at the moment with like the documentary. Yeah. Okay, I'll see you next week. I never know how to end this. I'm always so awkward when I end these. Right. Anyway, goodbye.